Today we're going to be talking about low spin drivers. As a mid-handicap golfer, are they suitable for you? We're going to talk a little bit about who it suits, who maybe it doesn't suit. Sam's going to hit some shots for us as a mid-handicap golfer.
Yep.
And then we're going to go through the settings and can we optimise it for him, or is it a case of actually we should be looking at somewhere else completely in the market? Today I've got a new guest on, Sam.
Right.
From Gimme Market Reviews. One of the co-founders.
Yep, yeah.
And today you're going to be my mid-handicap golfer.
Absolutely.
People are bored of seeing me hit golf shots, and rightly so, and they want some real talent on the show.
Yeah,
so
well, they're going to be sorely mistaken.
So, we've got your driver here, which is a Callaway Paradigm AI Smoke Triple Diamond.
Yep.
So that is the low spin model that they did a couple of years back, 9 degrees, and you've just got it set up dead neutral. Talk me through the history of this golf club.
It was one that I was given.
Okay.
So
you've inherited it.
Yeah,
so
I've inherited it.
Sure.
It was Ince's driver.
Yeah.
Last year's model.
Yeah.
And I just basically get the handoffs.
Okay. So not fitted at all.
No, and probably Ince has a slightly better swing than I do. Slightly more consistent, probably more power and more speed. So this probably isn't quite right for my big slice that I've got.
We're going to get Sam to hit a couple of shots for us just to start with, to see what's going on numbers wise, and then going to see if I can actually optimise this driver for him. Well, it might be optimised already, who knows. Sam is a 9-10 handicap?
Yeah.
Okay, so very much mid-handicap golfer, and we're going to see if a driver like the Triple Diamond, the low spin model, is that suitable for a golfer like Sam. Let's hit some shots and find out. Okay, so Sam, we're going to be hitting straight down there, that 150-yard marker. Let's hit 3. We've got our Foresight Sports quad down there to get some numbers as well.
Okay.
So what I'll do is we're going to take 3 or 4 drives just to see what the typical shot shape is, launch and spin.
Yeah.
And then we'll talk about, potentially is this suited for you or ill-suited for you?
Yeah.
So.
Ill-suited for the slice.
Fire away.
Right.
So that's sort of high fade there.
That wasn't actually, for me, that wasn't too bad.
Yeah, well struck.
Oh, there it is.
That one's gone quite a lot, so that's sliced, that one. The first one was like a subtle fade, that one's sliced there for you.
Oh.
That's quite similar, right? That's high fade. Okay, so let's talk about, first of all, as a golfer, because obviously you've inherited this driver, but what would you have said before you even started playing with this driver was your shot shape and were your problems with driver?
Oh, definitely slice.
Yeah, you're a fader of the golf ball.
100%. And it's very much, I will set up looking like halfway down the left side of the fairway to try and bring it in.
Okay.
But I've always had just a big slice.
And in terms of the Callaway, the Paradigm AI Smoke Triple Diamond, the characteristics of it, are you familiar with it at all, what it actually does?
Rightly or wrongly, my always thought was, well, I have a big slice, which means there's a lot of spin on the ball. Therefore, a low spinning head should hopefully reduce the amount of slice I have. But obviously, that's just a complete amateur view on it.
No, not completely. I mean, certainly controlling spin can help as well. There's no two ways about that. You're a high-speed player. So you're going to create, because of your club head speed, because of your dynamics, you're going to create a lot of spin through speed anyway. So for you, it's a bit of a double-edged sword because you need to be able to control the spin because of your speed. But on the flip side of that, when you move into models like the Triple Diamond, and the Triple Diamond for the guys at home is basically, it is a lower spin model, but it's definitely neutral to sort of more fade bias as a head. In terms of the internal weighting is more sort of toe side. So it encourages the face to stay open.
Right.
And that's really for the guys on tour who like to see the ball fade or don't want to see it go left. It's a great head for those sort of guys, right? As well as bringing spin down. So the problem is in the neutral setting for yourself is it's almost enhancing that fade. It's going to encourage it. So I think we can work around it a little bit. I think also we haven't spoken about shaft yet, but obviously let's have a little look at what you've got in there as well. So you've got the hazardous red, you've got the 50 gram in the 6.0. So it is a stiff flex, but it's 50 gram, which is probably a little bit on the light side for you. But let's try optimize the head for you first. We'll see how good we can get it. We'll see how good we can get it working for you. I think the thing is about the modern day driver, very dynamic, as we know, guys, in terms of the sleeve settings. If you haven't been for a fitting, would highly recommend doing that, or seeking some advice of somebody like myself who is a fitter, where we can optimize this stuff for you, and it can really make a bit of a difference. So let's get the wrench out, let's try and fine tune it a little bit for Sam, and then I'll dive into the numbers before we re-hit the new model for you. So let's do that. All right, guys, stay with us. So we're in neutral standard. So just to start with, we're going to drop that loft down. We're going to put it into a draw setting actually. So on the sleeve, so we've got neutral standard, right? So we're going to drop one of those into draw and standard. So we've kept the loft, but we've now made the face more toe up in terms of the face angle. So helps it sort of square it up. So you've got draw, standard loft there. So it's still 9 degrees, but in the standard loft. So that's just step number 1. So let's get Sam to hit a few more there. Right guys, so let's just have a little look at the numbers from the first couple of shots that you had there. You are a high speed player, so you're averaging in terms of the ball speed there. The first one that you hit for me was 168. 168 miles an hour, and you had a 167 in there with the third hit as well.
Yep.
So that's definitely, we're getting towards that sort of 170 mark, which means that you're bringing in the region of probably just below tour average club head speed, I would say, sort of 112, 113, 114.
You're welcome.
That's good. But as we can see, we did start to tail out to the right-hand side, and so the spin...
That's a very nice way of saying it.
No problem, no problem. So that means that the spin was high on those 3 shots that you hit there, especially the second one. So there's a bit of a combination of, I'd like to try and bring that spin down, but obviously starting direction and dispersion is the most important thing, I would say, even if we drag a little bit of that distance back. But in an ideal scenario, at the moment, your launch here is at 15 degrees and the spin is 3,000 RPMs. I want to try and bring both of those numbers down. So if we could average around 12 on the launch and get it down to sort of 2,500. So if we lose 500 RPMs, that'd be a bit of a win. So what I've done for the guys at home is I've got the face set up still at standard loft, but into a draw setting here. And what that's going to hopefully enable and help Sam do is square that club face up to his path a little bit more. So we're just going to give that a go right now. Okay guys, so an interesting one there is on average, you finished 52 yards right of target.
Right of target, okay.
So that is the number. And I just want you to continue swinging normally. I'm going to try and move the club around you. But obviously, in an ideal scenario, average UK fairway, you would say is probably 30 yards to 40 yards wide.
Yeah.
So you've got 15 to 20 yards each way. So we need to try and get within those parameters in an ideal scenario. But I just want you to hit a straight, as in you're trying to hit a straight shot here. You're not trying to play for the fade. I know on course you play for the fade, but I'm going to try and neutralise it as much as you can. Straight down at those 150, 200 yard markers again for me, Sam.
Okay.
Let's see what the change has made.
Nice straight shot.
Well, certainly straighter.
That was a bit better, wasn't it?
Yeah. So that one finished 21 yards right of target. So that would just be on the edge of the fairway. So that was nice. Looking down at the face there, can you see a difference?
Can I see a difference? Honestly, no.
Okay, perfect.
No. I'm probably not paying too much attention to, I probably should pay more attention to that.
No, to be honest with you, if you can make a subtle change and it doesn't change the face angle too much, I think what's interesting is when you're changing a face angle for a player to help them encourage them a shot shape.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to go to the extremes, so you have to go extremely close, extremely open, and that can help the player with perception that they're going to hit a particular shot shape.
Oh, so they want to see the
Sometimes they
face
do,
shot.
because if you really struggle with hitting the ball right, sometimes having a club toed in can help somebody perception-wise, right? The really interesting thing about better players is sometimes when the face doesn't sit square and it sits closed or open, the player will actually manipulate the face.
Right, okay.
To do the opposite. So when the face looks closed to me, which in theory would hit it left, right?
Yeah.
I actually typically hit the ball right at target.
Oh.
Because I can see it's closed and I'm actively, subconsciously, I open the face up. So the reason I asked that question is because if it looks relatively neutral to you.
Yeah, it does.
That's perfect. Well, it's definitely not gone left for you. That stayed up the that stayed up the left-hand side for you.
That didn't feel like a nice strike, though.
No. Let's go one more, and then we've got some averages we can throw up here for you. Well, that's a nice neutral flight. That's definitely, I would take up the left half of the fairway, that one.
Yeah.
Great. Well, certainly we've lost that 50 yards.
Yeah, big time.
But I think what's interesting now is it's obviously helping you square the face up, which is helping with dispersion. But I would say for you, a high-speed player, and this is where I think there can be some confusion in the market sometimes.
Yep.
Just because you're a mid-handicap golfer doesn't mean that you're not bringing a lot of speed to the table.
Okay.
because nowadays, I think since COVID, we've had a lot of new people come into the game, rugby players, played other sports, right? Big, strong guys. I noticed in the fit and bait, people would bring a lot of speed to the table.
Okay.
And so just because you play off 10 doesn't mean that you haven't got potentially even Rory McIlroy speed, sort of 115 to 120, right? So I think to answer...
I heard it.
There you go.
I felt it.
Yeah. Get that on repeat.
So I think in short, I think with the lower spin drivers, I think you can get them set up for mid-handicap golfers.
Okay.
So they are suitable, depending on if the player brings a lot of speed to the table. So I think originally what you said was correct.
Yeah.
Because you hit it high, because you got a lot of ball speed, you do need to bring your spin down. But it's imperative you get these set up correctly.
Okay.
There's no choice. I want to make another tweak to it, if that's all right. Obviously, we haven't done anything with shaft yet, but what you've also got here is these two bottom weights here. We've got a heavier weight and a lighter weight. It's basically splitting the centre of gravity between the front weight and the back weight. And the reason we do this is most very forgiving drivers, max drivers, all the weight will be at the back here. With lower spin drivers, they try and split that centre of gravity between the front and the back. The further forwards the CG is, the lower spin in the driver is. So at the moment, we've got the heavy weight back here, light weight here. So you've got 14 grams in here, and you've got 2 grams in there. I'm now going to bring this forwards.
And is that more of what a mid-handicapper would have? Or is that, who would that be beneficial?
Well, I think most mid-handicap guys might go in and just go, I just need the most forgiving driver on the market.
Yeah.
But you could be leaving a little bit of distance on the table.
Okay.
So I think you need to explore the lower spin. You can't. What I'm trying to say is you shouldn't just pigeonhole yourself into a particular model via handicap. I think it's important that you seek the right advice. As I say, you can do that through us at Gimme Market now as well. When you get these drivers set up, they're all very forgiving nowadays. To be honest with you, they are all very forgiving. This is a very forgiving model as well. But what I've done here is I've dropped that heavier weight forwards here, and what that should do, in essence, is bring the spin down.
Okay. And am I going to lose distance with that, or
no? If anything, you'll gain distance because when it hits the deck, it's going to want to go forwards for you.
Yeah.
Typically, if you hit the ball with a lot of spin, you hit it high, the descent angle is quite steep.
Yep.
And then when the ball comes down, it stops.
Okay.
So for you, being a little fade player still, if we can flatten that out as well, we'll give you the distance as well. But one thing that guys and girls at home might not know is sometimes when you move the centre of gravity forwards as well, that can also encourage the face to shut down in terms of to square up.
Yeah, okay, which would be good for me.
Correct.
Yeah. This now looks, for whatever reason, like now that, but before when you hadn't mentioned it, I would say it was like neutral. Yeah. Now when I've looked at it again, now you've mentioned it, it's in my head. Mm-hmm. Like it looks now more closed.
Yeah. But hopefully that encourages you, as somebody who slices the ball, you don't feel like you're going to lose it to the right.
Yes.
Because the other thing about these low spin drivers, typically, and this is where getting them set up is crucial, is typically the face will sit square to slightly open in a standard position.
Yep.
And again, that's because the guys on tour, that's how they like to see it sit.
Yep.
They never want to see the ball go way left.
Yeah.
Players who played, obviously Xander Schauffele played this to great effect. 2024, won 2 major championships with this particular model driver, the Max version. So those guys want to see a particular look, but for you, we're just trying to encourage it to look like it's not going to go right for you.
Yeah.
So I haven't done anything apart from obviously move the weights here, but it's interesting that you've now tapped into the look of the head. Let's see how we go. So that's interesting because that's your fade shot, which I think previously would have been maybe
much further.
50 yards right.
Yeah,
and that's kind of hung in there at maybe, well, let's have a little look at the numbers, but about 25 yards, right? Oh, that one's gone still.
That was not a good swing there.
Yeah, and look, again, this is where, from a fitting perspective, any player can override any setting, so to speak. And even the best guys in the world who are fitted to the absolute nth degree can still hit it out of bounds and out of town, and they're the best golfers in the world, right? So, but what we're looking for here is when Sam puts a good swing on the ball, we're looking for the numbers to be in and around the right area ultimately, and to be helping him out. And if I can give him the visuals and everything that's going to help him with that, then great. That was a nice hit, slightly up the left-hand side. Release that one. That was a really good hit.
Yeah, that felt nicer off the face.
Yeah, yeah. So that's carried 310.
Yeah.
Previous one to that was 287 was your longest one.
Really?
So spin on that one there, as we can see. So 13.5 on the launch, which is where I wanted to get things to. That's your quickest ball speed at 169. And then total spin there, 1965. So sub 2000, so that's the absolute bomb that we want. I wouldn't want you to live there in terms of a spin number. I'd prefer sort of 2500, but that's the one where you get that one right out the middle. You get that super long drive, right? But I would say straight away, just if I was to walk out on the golf course now, you would be more consistent with that as a setup.
Yeah.
The next thing I'd probably do from a fitting scenario, and we're going to do this for Sam, is we would look and we would explore shafts, because I think that's maybe just a little bit too light, too soft for you. And I think that would be something that we would do there. But in terms of it, just goes to show you that I think with somebody like Sam, although you're a mid-handicap golfer, it'd be easy for you to walk into a golf shop and go, I play off 10, I need the most forgiving driver out there. The problem with that is, because of the way that that driver is set up, when you're trying to pump so much ball speed through it, and if you're in a stock shaft, 55 gram shaft, you might be leaving distance on the table. Yeah. And actually it might not be optimized for you long term. So as a golfer who's looking to improve, you might not be able to grow with it. So it might be great at the time, but it might not be something you can move with. Actually, when you get something like a triple diamond or the lower spin models in the market set up correctly for you, as you can see here, you can go out and use it. You know, you could actually do that. So in short, guys, don't pigeonhole yourself into, I am a mid-handicap golfer, I can only use this type of driver. Work with the fitter. They know the product inside out, and I knew with that particular head there, it is forgiving, but it just needed to be in the right settings for you. So what we did there is we just put it into the draw set, and I didn't want to add any loft to it, moved that weight forwards, and then when you got that one there,
what would have adding loft done to it?
Adding loft would ultimately obviously give more loft on the golf club. You would launch it and probably spin it a little bit more.
Okay, right. So not what I want.
So no, not necessarily what you want. For me, the next move for you would be shaft.
Okay.
And then it would be obviously a bit of swing work. So I wouldn't want to move you out of the 9 degree, because you are because of the way you dynamically present it, the club, you hit it high already. So you would get better from just not presenting as much loft to it, basically. But so I wouldn't necessarily go that extra step, of adding the loft onto it for you at this point in time. If you were a lower ball hitter, I would. Absolutely. And then that would also help close the face, because when you add loft, it toes the club in even more. Don't be scared of those low spin heads, guys. You can make them work for you. I think that's been quite interesting for you. I think you thought
that was absolute no-go. Like
absolute no-go, but I think when you get it set up in the correct way.
And I'm not a good driver of the ball, so it's hard to get some good hits on it. But
on the flip side, you can see it. I've seen it on the flip side, where I've had people who are, because of their dynamics, they are low ball hitters. And actually moving them into a more forgiving model or deeper center of gravity model has actually enhanced their distance the other way, but they were convinced they needed low launch, low spin for distance, and actually it was the other way. I gave them more launch, gave them more spin, they hit it further.
Got it. Okay.
So work with your fitters, guys, or seek out the right information. We do have virtual fitting services here at Gimme Market, so you can tap into that with ourselves, or come back to the channel. Sam's going to be on a little bit more as well as my mid-handicap golfer.
Slicing it around the course.
Well, I tell you what, not as much anymore.
Not now.
Not as much anymore. Guys, thank you very much to Sam. Hope you enjoyed that, and good luck with that driver setup there. I think what we'll do in the future as well is we're going to do a little shaft setup for yourself as well as a higher swing speed player. And we'll see if we can tighten that dispersion up even more for you if you want to come back onto the channel, that is.
Absolutely.
Great. Guys, hope you really enjoyed that video today. Please hit the subscribe and the like button for us, because it really means a lot to Sam and I. And if you've got any other suggestions for videos you would like to see us shoot, and you'd like to see me shoot with Sam as my mid-handicap golfer, please let us know, and we will obviously get those out for you. Relatable golf.
That's what we
Army
need.
golf.
Yeah.
We'll get those out for you as soon as we possibly can. But thanks for visiting to the channel again, and we'll see you very soon.